Hello friends, today we are going to learn about URL rewriting. Actually, URL rewriting is also called URL manipulation, where it is a process of altering parameters in an URL, which is uniform resource locator. And as you know, let's take an example. And let me increase this font. And we see this example of this URL. Here he has the localhost URL, and we have a, for example, we have a profile folder, and in that we have user details that it is ex file, and in that we pass parameters. Employee ID is equal to, maybe the employee ID means the ID of employee, or internally we maintain the unique value, and the same thing can be written as in such way the localhost profile user details /temp. Here we're simply manipulating the original parameters of URL into a different way, and this is very useful, and it is very simple and very useful for easily remembering the URLs. And even the search engines store, you can store this URL and display on the search results. And one important thing is the reason that I have this video is because sometimes for the beginners, even due to a small point they miss, they struggle a lot, and they cannot get their actual results. I want to share my experience in this video, and and also in some of the other examples that I have. Well, initially I was searching for URL rewriting examples. And there were some examples where they were showing an example of 1 or 2 pages, but there was an issue with working with multiple pages. And here in this example, we work with multiple pages and share my experience or difficulties I faced. And let's open this first. This is an website, ASP.NET and C# website, and I named it as a URL rewriting. And I already done the coding this and executed successfully, and so it's very easy for you to understand and save time for you. And let's go for the index page. And here we have 4 pages: one index page, one index 2 page, and one folder with profile. And in that profile folder we have 2 pages: file home and user details. This is a small, very tiny project kind of thing, not even project, sorry. And let's go to the index page. And in index page, okay, before that I need a very important file, that is global.aspx. And one more thing, this uh, .NET application is running on framework 4.0, and definitely you require 4.0 to run these methods or the methods used in this application. Okay, let's first of all execute this project. Let me run on this Google Chrome, and see here we have a simple index page, and here it's saying click to view profile home and click to view index page. Let me click on any of the visit profile home. Click on visit profile home. Simply we have gone into visit profile home, and again we have one more link to get user details. When I click on it, we're getting the user details. You see here, this number is the dynamic number. This 10 number in this URL, the last number is the dynamic number, and the same number I'm printing here. If you want, I can change this number here, and I can refresh it. I'm going to press enter, and here see the number has been changed. Again I can change the number. Actually this is a parameter that we used to pass to this page, this user details page. Let me close this. And for in details, let me go to the code and explain you. First, let's go to global.aspx. In global.aspx, we have application start method, and in application start method we have a method calling for root register router. In this register router, we are going to register all the paths of our files. The first path is router dot map page router, and here I register for profile ID. This profile ID should be unique compared to the other values. Other registered, if you register multiple, then they should have unique profile IDs. And in this profile ID, and instead of going to this first one, let me go explain about the second part first. Okay, now let's go and register one for index 2. We have index pages here and index 2 pages in the same level of folders, the different name index 2, and global.aspx AX, we register for index 2, this index 2, and index 2, and we are showing the routing URL, and in the routing URL, and we are the third part is, okay, the first part is root name. We see here it's clearly showing here root name, and the second part is physical path, and this path will be, the third path will be the physical path. Suppose if this root satisfies this path, then this page is displayed. And remember, and this and the till use here indicates the site name of your project or the web application or the link. Remember, this indicates the site name. It is a localhost. It will indicate the localhost, and in localhost we have index2.aspx. And considering this line, let's go to its index page. Here in this index page, we have in HTML, we have written click to visit index2 page, and I have taken its ID as link index2 rednet server so that I can change the href. This href is will be dynamically changed. And go to the code, and if you see here, this is the index2 href, and here index2 href we write to get URL, root URL, page.get URL is for index 2. This for index 2 is the same name that we provide here, which is the root name. This is the root name, and this is the same root name to be defined here. And currently there are no parameter passed, so it is an empty. And if I execute this, sorry, it's not execution mode, so I execute this. When I execute this, we get the value here. Welcome to the index 2 page, and this message is the static message. I can show you here. Is welcome to the index 2 page, where it is simply displayed it. When I click on the index 2 page, and see here the value has been changed, and here it's not showing any index2.html or aspx. In general, we can do one thing: copy this, cut, start. In general, if the page, you can even access like aspx, the same thing is displayed here, but for us, because we have done the URL rewriting, and based on this value, and this index underscore 2 is the value that defined in routing, while the map page routing. I think you understand the code. For this is the code that we write for the pages in the same folder or the root folder. This tilde indicates the local or the website name or localhost. Now let's go to the next step, that is to access file that is in folder using URL rerouting. Now we are going to root or register here for profile, and the profile path we have given some other new path, and the path can be, this is a local host, and here the profile is the folder that is defined here, and the profile at home is a page provided with there. And for this profile home, and this is string value, the same here we define root name, root URL, and physical path. These are the root name, URL, and the physical path here. Okay, and here we configured the same thing in the index page. Now we'll go to the index page so that we can have a look on the URL, and this is the URL where click to visit profile home, and here we are going, it's provided on ID, and it's a net server so that we can access that server. And let's go to the code, and here we have simply given that first link dot href is equal to page dot get root URL of for profile, and as we have no parameters, and it will be the empty, and this profile name must be equal to the profile name you defined here in registered. And now we go to index page. Let's make it go to the index page, and in index page let me click on to the profile home URL. Right, here we clicked on profile home URL, and the page has been changed, and even the path has been changed, and the paths, if originally if there is no URL rewriting, then we should access this page as at ASPX. If we click this, you will get the same result, but as we have a result, we can change this here, and because of error rating, you can hide that additional dot parameter dot extension as well as the parameters. Now let's go to the next level. Here till now, here there is, it was the result displayed on the same page. Here the result displayed in a different path, and this is a different path. And here, okay, these are, we need to define the paths, and here this is the path definitely we require. The difficulty initially I faced was not giving the path when I say accessing the other folders pages. And in these two examples we do not have any parameter passed. Now we'll try to access few parameters in the third scenario is for user details. For user details, here we have profile folder and user details name, and there is an employee ID. Employee ID should be the parameter that we pass there to user details.aspx. Let me go to the second level, that is page profile home. In profile home, we have click to get user details link, and should be run at server. ID is like link employee. If we go to the code behind, in code behind we have get the get root URL, that is for user details, and here we are providing an parameter that is cmp is equal to 10. Yeah, this value is for details, for user details is the same name which available that we registered here, and for parameters we are defined here as emp id, so we need to define here as emp id is equal to 10. And to receive this value, let's go to user details. In user details, in HTML code we have nothing here, simple label text in code. We retrieve data using page.root data.value of parameter id has string, because we register this employee id in global.sx, and based on this page.root data.value of parameter value, we get the employee id, and simply we're displaying the employee id. I hope you understand this. Here we are using three page changes. One is global.asps, second is profile home, and we have written the code here, parameters, and then third one is we get the value using page root data values. Let's execute this. As soon as you execute, we'll get click to visit profile home. Yes, this is profile home. Click to get user details, and this is the user details, and here we can change the value. This is dynamical value. Simply you get the details. This is simply because you can use the name as you define. See here I'm giving the user details, but we're not defining any SPX page, and the value is defined has not a parameter but has a folder value or direct value. I hope you understand the example, and the text format is available in our site, and you can simply go to our site check.smartgrid.com, and here we have already written the code, and I will paste you the URL in the description of this video. And here we have a small screenshot, and we also have the example of and the code we used in global.aspx. I just copied and pasted here, and the code we written in index, and this code is HTML code, not complete HTML code. Remember, this is only body part. You need to paste this on the body part, don't paste on the entire thing, entire HTML or SPX that design code. And even this is the code behind of index.spx that we used in this example. Just is only public class, and this is only the partial code here given, and this is the index 2. This is the design, and for index 2 we don't have any code behind. Here we have a profile home page code. This is the HTML code, and this is the C# code, and here we have user details, the main design code, and this is HTML code. And we will provide you the video after. Later on, this video will be available here, and you can see the video directly. And hope you understand this example, and do not forget to subscribe on this channel, and thank you.